tell us what's actually been happening in the news.
Give us the real news.
Okay, well, it's a bit sad in real news this week. So earlier this week, in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better avert your eyes because I think Ali's...
I won't play it
Don't
until
play
you
the
get to
video.
it.
Can you not play it?
It's
Just
It's too
warn them.
graphic.
Just look that way.
Okay, all right.
We won't play it yet. Tell
You
the
shouldn't
story.
have
Tell the
told
story
me it was
first.
gonna be
Sorry,
on
you're going to
anyway.
see it and then I was going to distract you.
Okay, all right. So anyway, earlier this week, in Arizona, there was an...
Is it actually? That was an accident. Sorry.
Sorry.
What?
No,
What's happening?
It's auto playing.
Continue.
I didn't mean to actually make it play.
Okay, so there was an Uber, like a self-driving Uber, driving in Arizona that hit a lady and she eventually died in hospital.
Wow.
Her name was Elaine Hertzberg. She was 49. So apparently what happened is she was crossing... they reckon there was like 4 lanes or something. So she had like crossed, and she had a bike, she was walking. So she's walking across the road. This self-driving Uber
At night.
like, yes.
It's really dark.
Sorry, it was at night. This Uber car just comes towards her.
They're doing testing.
And
Uber is testing their
it's a test
self-driving
car,
cars.
yes.
So there is a person in
There
the
is a
driver's
person
seat, but they're not driving.
Yes, that is right. So there's a person in the driver's seat, but the car is driving in automated mode. Is that what they call it? I don't
I'm
know.
about to play the video, which isn't graphic, but it's very heavy. So avert your eyes if you don't want to see it.
Okay. So anyway, the car, like in the video, you see, like they released this video today. In the video, you see the car kind of going up to her, and yeah, like you don't actually see it hitting her.
Yeah.
It cuts right
but it's
before.
very, very close. Like, so basically, but like you only see her kind of like a couple of seconds before, like.
It's really
like,
sudden.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because
so,
she's like in pitch darkness and it doesn't look like there's a lot of streetlights going on.
I don't think so, no. So it was quite dark.
Well,
But
there is, but not where she was.
yeah.
Oh.
So, oh gosh.
She doesn't even
I did
react.
see it.
Part of this is
She doesn't even
just
look up.
dash cams aren't very good cameras. So in real life, you'd actually see a
probably
lot
would have
more than
seen-
you'd be
Right.
seeing
Yeah,
here.
okay, all right.
Okay.
So apparently the car was traveling about 40 miles an hour, which is apparently 65 kilometers.
Yeah.
So they don't actually know if even if you saw her that suddenly, if you would be able to stop.
Like a person.
Yeah.
So you're saying that camera footage, how much better would a person be able to see? Do you think a person would have been able to see her?
It like the pitch black wouldn't be pitch black. It'd just be dark.
Yeah.
So you know, you've been on the road. It's never pitch black unless you're like in the forest. If you're in the city,
Yes.
you can always kind of see around, right?
Yeah.
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 So there was a driver in the front seat, but the driver was looking down, wasn't
Yeah.
actually paying attention to the road. So and that's so there's a is that the driver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like not looking, and so apparently like it gets there and she's like quite shocked, obviously.
Yeah, right at the moment you can see when she reacts. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of questions in this story. Like, so basically they've suspended all the self-driving tests.
Uber.
Uber have.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. Toyota have done the same. Like, so they've all suspended the testing, and
It's just said Uber and Toyota. There's a lot of other companies testing.
I think
I was interested as
is
to
it
why.
Waymo?
Yeah, Waymo's Google's one.
Yes.
Apple was working on one.
Yeah.
I think every other major car company is working on
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to see the science of it, but they haven't released the data of like what actually happened inside
No.
the car, have they?
No, they
No.
haven't.
No. So that's one of the questions. It's like, why didn't the sensors actually pick up that there was a human?
The crazy thing is there's cars on the road today that have technology on them which would have stopped that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's cars that run radar that automatically brake. So I think Volkswagen
That's
have
right.
that.
Yeah.
Because
And it would have seen that.
it's
Yeah.
not to do with like how you'd see it. It's
No.
detecting an obstruction.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
an object
So
that's
they
bouncing
say-
off it.
Like they say that, like it's called radar and LiDAR, I think.
LiDAR.
LiDAR, there you go. And so like it's like it can see better than
Uber's stuff definitely should have been able to see this. It's not working in the visible light range. So even though on the video we think, oh, that's really dark, there's no way you could react. Like, you would expect the car to have a full idea of what's happening around it.
Absolutely.
So there's something wrong with their stuff.
Yeah. So, and the woman had already crossed 3 lanes of the road. So there's no reason why
right in the middle. Yeah.
the radar shouldn't have picked her up.
Did she have some sort of issue?
What do you mean issue?
Was she toxicology? Did she have some sort of substance in her?
She
doesn't react. She's
it is
crossing a
weird.
road
It is
with
weird that she
multiple
doesn't
lanes of
react.
traffic,
She's carrying a
and
bike.
she's walking really slowly, and there's a car coming, and she doesn't do anything.
The car's going pretty fast. It happens really fast.
60 k's an hour.
Yeah, when you're there.
But if you would, you're crossing a road, you see a car way earlier than they see you.
Right.
Wouldn't you change how you're she's not even running?
Yeah. Well, it is odd because it almost seems like a highway as well. Would you be crossing a highway?
I would argue any human driver would have hit her.
Yeah.
But see,
they might have reacted right at the end or something because they would have actually had their hands on the wheels.
Swerved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they still would have hit her.
I think so too. If you saw her in those last few moments, when she actually got into the headlights, it's hard to slow down at 60 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's not a lot of meters.
Yeah,
in front of...
absolutely. But it's weird because she's obviously not on her bike. She got off her bike to cross the road.
Yeah.
It's just a weird situation.
So I guess that's what they're launching, a big investigation into everything.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that's not relevant because it's a self-driving car and it should have stopped in time. It's actually the situation where you want a self-driving car because it would react better than a human.
Yeah,
that's right.
So there's been no judgments or authority statements on kind of the results of it.
No. So they're still investigating, but the I think it's the Tempe police or something. They said that they doubt very much that the car would be at fault. That's what they came out and said.
But
which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the car.
Yes.
If a driver was driving and they'd hit her, they wouldn't be at fault.
That's right. So it's I don't know. The investigation is still obviously.
Why do you think the Tempe police released this footage?
I was just about to ask that. I was like, it seems really wrong that they actually put this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't see how they'd benefit from it either.
The only thing I could think of is almost a PSA on safety, cross the road safely instead of what this lady's done.
Seeing this would make me feel less like the car is at fault.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what motive they would have to make people feel that.
Yeah.
But
maybe it puts doubt in people's minds.
Maybe it makes people feel safer because this lady was not acting in a particularly safe manner.
Take the morbid nature out of it. This is super, interesting. Because this is what everyone's deepest fear is with the automated car is getting hit by one.
That's right.
So I am kind of glad they did it, but that's still someone's life. Why would you? Well,
that's what I think. I think it's a little bit disrespectful to the family. Now this footage is all over the internet.
Yeah,
they have to deal with that.
Yeah.
It just seems not.
It is strange.
Yeah.
It seems illegal, honestly.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the police department that did it,
especially that it's an ongoing investigation as well.
Yeah.
Usually wouldn't put out footage like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's supposed to show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my question is around the backup driver because there's a reason that you have a backup driver in the self-driving cars. It's a test still. They're still test vehicles. She's looking down the whole time. Really, at some point, who is at fault? Is the car at fault? Is she at fault?
I'd imagine they have a lot of sensors. I don't know if she would, people are oh, she's on her phone or something. I don't think she would have been on her phone.
It doesn't.
I'm imagining...
but
checking the radio.
There would have been a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah,
that shows them data.
And it would have been
100%.
It would have come out that she was on her phone, I think, if she was. I feel like that would be part of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's glancing up. I mean, I can imagine if your job was to do this all the time.
Seriously. No one would be looking at it.
If you do have data and things to look at.
At night too, far out.
Yeah.
So over it.
Well, but yeah, like you said, that is kind of the reason you have. But like, even if she was paying attention, would she have been able to react in time? Because she's not like hand on the wheel, ready to take over.
Yeah.
Like no one could be that ready and not doing anything for that long.
Yeah, true.
That's harder than actually driving.
Yeah.
So actually have your hand there, but not be driving.
I guess maybe it depends on what Uber's policy is. What should she be doing? Should she have her hands on the wheel? Should she be watching the road
the whole time? Is.
No, but then
I'm whether she should. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm thinking about her. Like,
what is her responsibility as a backup driver?
I just could imagine Uber not having a very good policy on that somehow. Like just because Uber's policy might be something that wouldn't really mean anything to me.
Okay.
Right.
Well, in terms of how many times human drivers have had to take over, so Waymo's self-driving cars, they have driven about 350,000 miles, and human drivers have had to retake the wheel 63 times. Oh. So that is about an average of 5,600 miles, like every 5,600 miles.
What kind of situations are they taking control?
It doesn't say. Right. So I think this is actually in California, they are required to report this information. Mm-hmm. So every time a driver has to re-engage, they have to report that. So that's how they know.
It's like the whole point of the testing, right?
Yeah.
But
in Arizona, they don't have to do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think
part of the discussion is the fact that a lot of places are trying to compete to get companies to come there to test?
Yes.
So they advertise the fact that they don't have rules.
Oh, you mean like
thing.
Tell the public when it happens? Or do you mean?
No, they have to report it to.
So like California
the
has
government
rules.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Arizona's advertising to get companies to test there is that they don't have rules,
which seems dangerous. Where did this happen?
Arizona. Yeah.
It's the same in multiple states though, and that's kind of like a general thing that states will compete with each other for business by saying, like, oh, we won't do this, or we won't care. We'll turn a blind eye to this. Like, it's basically
like everyone's trying to get Amazon in their
city,
right?
Yeah, and they keep talking about tax breaks and all this other stuff that they'll give them.
Yeah.
So they just throw money at them or whatever they think will be beneficial. But I mean, like, fundamentally, this should not happen.
No.
Because their sensors should be good enough. So something's gone wrong with their car.
Yeah, because it's not a camera thing. It's like a sound
LiDAR,
thing, right?
LiDAR and radar.
Yeah.
LiDAR alone should be enough. It's a laser that's scanning around thousands of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely something has gone wrong with the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just isn't good enough. Right?
Yeah.
No, because I think this is...
I think there was actually... it has to be a defect.
If you're doing this wrong, you'll get everything wrong.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, the driver... This is interesting, okay? So the driver, her name's Rafaela Vasquez.
Mm-hmm.
She's 44. But apparently there's also someone with the same name who spent more than 4 years in prison for 2 felony convictions. Okay, same name. And so...
Wait,
where are you going?
I'm just saying, like, this was
that's a
interesting.
Common name.
Okay, I don't know.
Vasquez is a last name,
but
and Rafaela is a first name.
They, like, the police department have declined to say whether it's the same person or not.
Right.
So that's just a bit of internet.
It's like, I
rumor,
thought that was...
like,
she's not looking at up at the...
So she must be
a
felon.
Must be a felon.
Well, I'm thinking...
Felons would never look up the road.
Like, she has a responsibility as a backup driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
was just my little bit of...
It's not like she's getting away with it. She's got to live with that for the rest of her life.
Yeah. Well, now everyone knows who she is as well.
Yeah. I can almost relate to that just because it'd be such an impossible thing to pay attention that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else, Ev?
No.
How much attention do you pay when you're the front seat passenger?
It depends who's driving.
Yeah.
If I'm concerned.
But it's like constantly on the road, ready to take over.
I get it. Like...
That's why I ask, like, is it her job to be ready at all times, or is it her job just to sit there and monitor?
Yeah. I think their job is to be ready.
In my brain, it's like, if you see us driving at a wall, turn around. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
This is like snap decision. How could you pay attention that focused for that long?
Okay, like, last thing. Like, this is a thing, because I work in a company that does flight simulators, right?
Right.
So the thing is, the reason we have stuff like that is because planes can basically fly themselves now.
Yeah.
And you have to keep someone's training up so that they're ready to take over at the heart. But it's the hardest thing because normally you're not actually doing anything. For so much of the time, you're not doing anything. Right. And then when the worst possible situation happens, you're meant to take over. So the thing, you're getting steadily worse at whatever it is, like piloting an aircraft, driving a car. And then when the thing that even the computer can't handle happens, you're supposed to take over. I don't think it's a good safety. I trust the computer more than I trust that that driver. Well, the fact that there's a backup driver there does not give me confidence in it. Well, that's the fact that engineers spend thousands of hours making these sensors work, coding it so that it does react correctly. That's what would give me confidence. But the fact is, this is the first time it's happened over thousands of kilometers of driving. I get it. Yeah. Basically, this is evidence that they're safer because there would have been heaps more car accidents if it was human drivers the whole time.
But you can trust it until you can't trust it, like now.
Yeah, same with a human though. Yeah. Like if people were doing the same kilometers, that much driving, they would have had more fatalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something's gone wrong and they need to fix it. But I don't care if there's a backup driver. That doesn't give me confidence in their system. So
do you think they should just scrap the backup drivers?
No, just like people need it because it makes them feel better, but it's not actually safer. And I don't think that would make it any safer.
Yeah.
Well, like you're saying, like 63 times they've taken over.
Yeah.
I don't know what situations.
I don't know either.
But it's not what gives me confidence in it. I trust the LiDAR more.
Really?
Yeah. That thing's scanning way more than a human can scan. And it's paying attention all the time.
I think most people would feel safer with a backup driver.
Yeah, but most people are idiots.
Yeah. When you really think about it, Jono's right. But I think most people feel safer with a person now.
Yeah.